Hello, this is Pixie doing another video. Let's get that so it makes it a bit more quiet. So what do I want to talk about? Yeah, there's this independent party to do the Brexit stuff. They're all pretending how outraged they are about these two parties looking to form a deal. But nobody looks at the fact that MPs don't walk out their jobs unless somebody's giving them money. And they are the puppets. So it's like Punch and Judy, that's how to do it, or something like that. I never really was into that at the seaside. And yeah, so pretty much that's what's going on there. There's outside interests that have been financing them. They weren't getting much movement on it. It was the public movement is a bit disorganised. They find it difficult to find anyone that radical. So they need to set up a party of disgruntled MPs, and now they really need is just a bit of a nutter on it. They need to find someone who's crazy to stick as leader, and then he wants to lead people against the idea of Brexit, and you know, and it just clashes basically. There's always conflict. It's there's just we live in a crazy world. There's a group of people, I don't know if they're Freemasons or Freemasonics order or some other, or the Illuminati. Wait, there's a good reason for I'm quiet. There's some police activity across the road, so I don't want them to flag me and say, oh, you know, just in case there's a funny business about talking to yourself and making videos. And right, that's a bit better. No, it's just some police activity and then sort of monitoring traffic and everything else. So it might look a bit strange. I'm doing a video and I don't know what they're up to, so I don't want to get caught up in their operation. Or they'll be like one of these cop videos where they have I have my rights or something. What's your badge number? You're in violation of stop and search under article whatever. I never go down that road. It's almost like, how you doing, mate? What's the problem? So yeah, so the independent party that's been set up, there's more to it. And they're probably, what you're looking at is the traitors. And they always had, I mean, well, traitors is a strong word. They're in it for the politics as a business. And if they couldn't influence their party internally, then they're going to go externally. It's just a different strategy of trying to create or dislodge the way things are. And there's stuff about also there's stuff to do with this Beacom lady who wants to come back to the country, and well, Beacom means princess, I believe. It's probably not really a real name there. So she went off, got married, had a child. So why is that any of our business? She's still married to the guy that's a fighter. And I think that comes with the territory, you know. He could have got killed, her husband, and she'd be a widow. So I can't see the big issue. I think it's so someone pays for her to come into the country. That's basically all it is. And then she gets a house and everything else. I mean, what's she done over there? Who knows? It's not really our business. But she is a risk. And if she comes to the country, I mean, if they considered a terrorist this type of branding of people, she would come under that brand. And so it would have to be processed as it. So what might happen is a child gets taken away by social services and put into protective custody somewhere, or protective fostering, or whatever they call it, and she may have to go to prison for a bit to figure out what her crimes are. Because being married to someone in a country doesn't make you a criminal. Being married to somebody who's an ISIS fighter doesn't make you a criminal. But if she married him because he was a terrorist, and she was furthering the cause in some way, then there might be an issue there. And did her actions result in anyone getting killed? So it depends on her intentions. I mean, people make mistakes. It doesn't matter what age they are. This was always debatable. It's, oh, she's only 15, 30. You know, if we start thinking that, or they might say, oh, she's only a girl. But if you look very carefully at her facial expression, she doesn't have any emotions there. She, okay, to give her a profile, she's probably a bit of a psychopath, and she doesn't show any emotion externally. She says like, oh well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, even when she talked about her family, they've forgiven her and everything else. And the other guy said, nah. I mean, I don't know if the family forgive her or not. I think there's not really any tide on that one. And so there's not much emotion being shown there in her face. And the way she talks about her family sounds like she's trying to manipulate things. So it's, to be honest, there's a lot of energy on one person. There's loads of people. They just need to be processed and figure out. The issue is what's the impact they would have on the community. So they need to be, in essence, they're going to be tagged by the intelligence services and they'll be watching all the time. And then if anything comes of it, like, you know, they help set someone up to get tortured or raped or whatever, any war crimes come back on them, they have to reprocess them. But the other thing is, I mean, who's going to pay for that child? The child's not citizens of the UK. So why do we want to take in the child? I mean, she may have revoked it, I don't know, under war crimes or something. But then what does she do to, does she just go over there and get married? What was it? I don't know. Then she claims herself as a victim, she can't do that. She's quite happy to wait for her husband, who's in prison. He's Dutch, so I don't know. It's a big fuss over nothing, which is kind of a shame. Anything else that's going on? Just trying to think. I think they're the major things on the news that don't make sense. A lot of it's a distraction for other things. And oh yeah, that's right. I come across another thing about Raja Yoga. There used to be a lot of esoteric knowledge, and then 90% of it got removed, burnt books and things. It's probably all kept. It's all gone. I tell you what, it's all gone. It's all gone to the Vatican or somewhere like that. Someone who has them kind of connections. There's a thing about owning your soul, so I'm going to give you unlimited access to information that suggests that you're a free person and you're not an entity that can be owned or possessed or controlled. They're not going to want to give you some idea that you've got a God consciousness and that you're capable of creating much more vast stuff than you actually do, and that this is a part of a stage of development. And then beyond that, there's a lot more out there for you. You know, you shouldn't get cut up too much, like emotional traumas and all these other things. I mean, how many times I've lived before, or how many times I've been married, or whatever, or experienced good things and bad things, I don't know. I think it's your sense of experience you have, it's wisdom you get left with. Because you would need to hold on to everything in the memory. It wouldn't, you know, improve you as a person, knowing all the intricate details of your past. But it's accessible, it probably is. You just want to re-traumatise yourself, I guess. Your separation. And we do that for most of our past, is we just forget chunks of it. Anything that's a repeat, you avoid recording in your mind, because it wouldn't do you any justice to know lots of things, to have the same pattern wedged in your head all the time. Just looking around for parking. Okay, anyways, big sign off, have a great one, and speak to you soon.